I always believed that love was a fortress, solid, impenetrable. But betrayal? Betrayal slithers in through the cracks you never thought existed. It comes disguised as a whisper, a promise, a warm hand in yours on a cold night. And when it strikes, it doesn't just wound you, it shatters every belief you've ever held about love, trust, and yourself. I learned this the hard way. His name was Adrian, my Adrian. For 5 years, I loved him with every inch of my being. Through his sleepless nights, his struggles at work, his dreams of starting his own business, I was there, cheering him on, standing by his side like the fool I was. And then there was Claire. Claire was my best friend. The sister I never had. The one who knew my secrets, my fears, the way I took my coffee. She had been there for me through everything, through breakups, through grief, through my darkest nights. And she was beautiful, effortlessly so. While I had to spend an hour getting my hair to behave, Claire could roll out of bed looking like a goddess. But that never mattered to me. I adored her. I never thought, not for a second, that she would be the one to destroy me. I remember the night we all sat on my balcony, laughing under the stars, glasses of wine in our hands. Life felt perfect then. Adrian beside me, Claire across from us, the three of us bound by years of friendship. One day, Adrian had said, squeezing my hand, we'll have our own house, a big one, maybe by the lake. He turned to Claire with a grin. And you'll visit all the time, of course. Right, Claire? Claire had laughed, her eyes twinkling. Obviously, I mean, you two are my favorite couple. I can't wait to see you guys build that future. I smiled, warmth filling my chest. And maybe one day, kids? Adrian chuckled. One day, maybe. But first, I need to get this business off the ground. And I'll be there every step of the way, I promised. Claire lifted her glass. To the future. We clinked our glasses together, sealing what I thought was an unbreakable bond. Looking back, I realized Claire had always envied me. There was a night, months before the betrayal, when her mask had slipped ever so slightly. We were getting ready for a gala Adrian's company had invited us. I had just put on my dress when Claire, watching me in the mirror, muttered, "Must be nice." I turned, confused. What must be nice? She forced a laugh. Just everything. You always get what you want, Ivy. The perfect boyfriend, the promising future, the attention. And me? I'm always the supporting character in your story. I frowned. That's not true, Claire. You're amazing. You have, what? A job I hate, a string of bad relationships? Everyone sees you first, Ivy, no matter where we go. Her smile was tight, her eyes a little too sharp. I guess I just wish, for once, someone would pick me instead. I had brushed it off then, thinking she was just feeling down. I had no idea she was already plotting to take what was mine. A few months before everything fell apart, I started noticing the distance. You've been working late a lot, I said one evening as Adrian slipped on his jacket. He barely glanced at me. I told you, Ivy. The restaurant is taking up all my time. Investors, planning, everything. It's exhausting. I bit my lip. I know, but maybe we could plan a date night soon? Just us? He sighed, running a hand through his hair. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. That wasn't an answer. It was an escape. And then there was Claire. One afternoon, I stopped by her apartment unannounced, something I had done 100 times before. When she opened the door, she looked startled, her expression flitting between shock and something else, guilt. Hey, I didn't know you were coming over, she said quickly. I frowned. I just thought I'd surprise you. You've been busy lately. She forced a smile. Yeah, work's been crazy. Let's plan something soon though, okay? I miss you. She hugged me, but something felt off. The warmth was missing. I should have seen it then. But love makes you blind. It started with whispers, late-night phone calls that ended the moment I walked into the room, texts he never let me see, and unexplained absences. But love makes you give the benefit of the doubt, even when the truth is staring you in the face. So I ignored it, until I couldn't anymore. One night, Adrian was working late, or so he said. Something gnawed at me, a tight, suffocating feeling in my chest. So I did something I never thought I would do. I tracked his phone. The blinking dot led me to a hotel. My heart pounded against my ribs as I stood outside room 607, my hand hovering over the door. My fingers trembled as I twisted the knob. It wasn't locked. I pushed it open, and there they were. Adrian. Claire. His hands tangled in her hair, his mouth on hers, their bodies pressed together. They didn't even notice me at first. My whole world crumbled as I watched the two people I loved most in the world tear me apart. Then Claire turned. Her eyes widened, lips parting slightly as if she wanted to speak, to explain. Instead, Adrian sneered, "What are you doing here?" My breath hitched. "What am I? You're asking me that?" Claire sat up, pulling the sheets around her. "Ivy, listen. It just happened." I let out a bitter laugh. "Just happened? How long, Claire? How long have you been stabbing me in the back?" Adrian rolled his eyes. "Oh, come on, Ivy. You were always so controlling. You never let me breathe. Maybe if you weren't so obsessed with planning the future, we wouldn't be here." "So this is my fault?" I choked out. "You betray me, and you have the audacity to blame me?" Claire wiped her eyes. "You always had everything, Ivy. The perfect life, the admiration of everyone. Do you know how it feels to always be second to you?" I clenched my fists, shaking with rage. "You were never second to me, Claire. I loved you. I trusted you. And you threw it all away." I turned to Adrian. "And you? You had my loyalty, my support, my love. And this is how you repay me?" His expression faltered for just a second before hardening. "You'll get over it." I stared at them, memorizing their faces, their selfishness, their cowardice, their utter lack of remorse. Then, without another word, I walked away. Adrian's restaurant was always a risky venture, but with my support and encouragement, he had built something promising. After I had walked away, things started to crumble. The investors, who had always trusted me more than they did him, began pulling out. Rumors swirled about his personal life, and his credibility took a hit. Without financial backing, suppliers refused to continue their contracts. The restaurant quickly became a sinking ship. He tried everything: loans, discounts, even reaching out to me in desperation. But I ignored every message. Eventually, the restaurant closed, leaving him drowning in debt. The shame of failure weighed heavily on him. He had once been the confident, charming man with dreams bigger than life. Now, he was just another cautionary tale of arrogance and poor choices. I heard from mutual friends that he avoided social gatherings, that he drank too much, that he looked broken. Good. Claire, on the other hand, tried to crawl back into my life like a snake shedding its skin, pretending the past had never happened. She showed up at my door one night, eyes puffy, hair disheveled. "Ivy, please, I need to talk." I stared at her, stone cold. There's nothing left to say. "I lost everything," she cried. "Adrian's a mess. I lost my job and everyone looks at me like I'm some kind of villain. Please, Ivy, I never wanted to hurt you." I stepped back. "That was your choice, Claire, and this is mine. Goodbye." I shut the door in her face, sealing her out of my life forever. The best revenge? It wasn't just ruining them. It was watching them realize they had lost me forever. And I walked away, free. I refused to let their betrayal define me. I booked a solo trip to Italy, something I'd always dreamed of but had never done. I wandered through the streets of Florence, let the sun kiss my skin on the Amalfi Coast, and rediscovered who I was beyond the heartbreak. I took up painting, pouring my pain onto the canvas. I filled my apartment with plants, each one a symbol of my own growth. And most importantly, I learned to love myself in ways I never had before. One evening, as I sat in a quaint little cafe, sipping wine and watching the sunset, I realized something profound. I was happy. Not because I had moved on to someone new, but because, for the first time in a long time, I was whole on my own.